Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Spoonish Fork with 732 rating versus Dual Lantern Abu with 835 rating, so it's going to be another high rated DB video, and let's hop right in. So we're going to see a tie, and then we're going to see Spoonish Fork, or Spork, win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, so they get to decide. We see 40 versus 40, gotta love to see it. And then they're going to get to decide, they're going to go first. Opening hand is Machina Redeployment, Ice Dragon's Prison, Overdrive, Brutal Dozer, and Gearbox. So, just want to make this clear here. I'm not super familiar with this deck. I somewhat know it. So if I miss something, just comment it down below so that way I can become more familiar with this deck, because this deck's just getting more and more popular by the day. And they have Droplets, Seer, Boots, Knight, Red Eyes Fusion. Wow, so this hand is really just like a Dragoon hand. Like, it could go for a play, but it's most likely just going to be like Dragoon Droplet, which is fair enough. Activate Redeployment, get rid of Gearbox, and then go search out Fortress and Metal Cruncher. And then normal summon effect, that's going to reveal some from deck. Bullet Train, Duracrane, and then Tunneler, and then add the Tunneler from deck to hand. This is the Avarice. You can tribute one Earth Machine Specialist from your hand, can banish this from the graveyard, target 5 Earth Machine monsters in the graveyard, shuffle them back, and then draw 2. And then activate Brutal Dozer, that's going to tribute, bring itself out, and then effect. Last time this deck was on my stream, everybody that was familiar with this deck said that if you had the Ash against this deck, it'd be worth doing it on either Brutal Dozer or on Tunneler Graveyard Effect. I think I'd probably do it on Tunneler Graveyard Effect. Then overlay for River, and then River Effect, and then go search out. I'm just making sure that this card's name is River. And then Bullet Train to bring itself out. And then link those off. That's going to bring out the Ancient Gear. And then Ancient Gear effect. Sorry, discarded at the beginning of the turn. Oh, fair enough. And then Stormer. That's going to tribute to bring itself out from the graveyard. And then link off for the Infinitrack. And then you're going to get a Tunneler. It's going to tribute to bring itself out. And then link off for the link 1. So I'm going to read this off real quick to make sure I remember exactly what it does. It says, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one XYZ monster you control. Attach this card to it as a material. You can only use this once per turn. An XYZ monster whose original type is Machine and has this card as a material gains the effect. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. Alright. And then you're going to get Trencher. That's going to banish to special summon back. And then get rid of that. So just spamming out the link 1s here. And then get rid of those. It's going to go for double Knuckle. Knuckle's cool. We saw this in the train deck a while ago. And then Tunneler. That's going to put back and then draw. So put back 5 and then draw Ash and Urgent Schedule. So what the people in chat were telling me about this deck is that the deck doesn't put up interruptions by itself most of the time. It's usually drawn into the interruptions, which is why you see Ice Dragon's Prison and stuff in the deck. So it's probably worth to just ash that. And then set 3 cards, and then end phase, you're going to get the Silver, or not Silver, Super. Wow. I thought this card's name was Silver. But that's going to add back the Gearbox, and then you're going to get Gearbox effect. That's going to go add the Drill. And then pass turn, just explaining what the card does, and then they draw Prosperity. Red Eyes Fusion, then just ash that. It's so beautiful. It's the best scene ever. If you've ever ashed Red Eyes Fusion, you know what I mean by it's the best feeling ever. Now the opponent can't summon this turn, a 1-for-1, but now your opponent can't summon. Extend the handshake. GG. You're gonna set Droplet, pass. and then use Knuckle effect. So they're probably just sitting here trying to like learn what the deck does. and then summon Bullet, and then draw Heavy Forward. This card's cool. Gonna activate that, and then that's gonna go search out Harvester from deck to hand, and then normal summon. So this card, when it's normal summon or special summon, will let you add an Infinitrack monster from deck to hand except itself, and then you can target one other machine you control. The levels of both this monster, well, that monster and this monster become the combined levels of those two. This deck used to be a VFD turbo deck, crazy enough. So I wonder what exactly it's going to go for now. Add Trencher, and then get rid of Fortress and Trencher to bring out Fortress, the old combo. This card's cool. And then you're going to get Harvester to make both 9, Overlay for the Phantom Knight XYZ, and then use the effect to try to banish off a field. Chain Droplet, that's going to get rid of Seer to negate that, and then switch to attack. Battle phase, poke with 1450, and then poke with 15, and then gonna activate the trap. So this lets you target a machine you control, special summon a Machina from deck with a different name, from your hand or deck. And if you do, destroy the targeted monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 3 machines that are in graveyard to banish, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 1. So that's gonna bring out Citadel, destroy that, and then poke, and then the other one can just send 2 to poke. So that's game. So going on to the next game, we're going to see Phantom Knight choose, and they're obviously going to go first. Opening hand is Tunneler, Brutal Dozer, Nib, Urgent Schedule, Ash. So this is good. These 3 cards are all good going second. And then they have Knight, Tour Guide, Shade, Graph, Prosperity. So this hand's good too. Has Tour Guide, Knight. I wonder if they will start off with Prosperity to try to play around Lancia more, or if they're just going to hold it. I've seen a lot of people hold it, and they just get destroyed by Lancia. Like, Lancia just will overlap so many cards. Summon Tour Guide 1, Knight 2, bring itself out. And then Tour Guide brings out the Graph from hand. Get rid of those for the Cherubini, Graph effect, bring out Seer from deck. And then Cherubini effect, Dumb Cloak. Because you see, like, right here, like, Lancia would be dropped, and now just overlap, when this could have just been used prior. Then get rid of all those to make Appaloosa, and then Seer effect, bring out Cherubini from the graveyard, and then set Shade, activate it. It's going to bring itself out. And then get rid of those for the good old Rusty, Dusty effect, Chain Ash Blossom. Will they do it? Oh, I hate to see it. Appaloosa effect, Chain Nib, the combo. And then pass over a token. Rusty doesn't resolve because this doesn't negate if it doesn't lose attack, and can't lose 800 attack if it's in the graveyard. Then activate Prosperity, that's going to hit 3, and then add Danger Snake off of that. We do see like anti-spell. Like the ending board with like Dragoon, Appaloosa, Fogblade, anti-spell. Like, I don't think a deck's really beating that end board. And then Cloak, go search Torn Scales. And then now passing turn. Let's see what they banished. So they banished like the little Knight package into the Arc Rebellion and the Zeus. And then draw Redeployment. Gonna start off by using Redeployment, getting rid of Tunneler, add Fortress and Citadel. And then get rid of Citadel to bring out Fortress. And then use Dozer. It's going to tribute, bring itself out. And then Dozer effect, a special summon from deck, bring out Trencher. And then Overlay for River. And then use that effect. That's going to go add the Super Train from deck to hand. And then getting rid of the Train to bring out Fortress from graveyard. And then go for the Link 1. Get rid of those to go for the Ancient Gear. And then Ancient Gear effect, go add the Ancient Gear box from deck to hand. And then you're going to get that effect. That's going to go add Drill from deck to hand. Then get rid of Gear, bring out River from grave. Then get rid of that for the Link 1. And then send 2 from hand to grave to bring out Fortress. Fortress is insane. This card's been summoned 3 times already. Do you guys remember when like this engine was being splashed in the Orchest. That was like such a cool, like little brief period of time. Bring out Knuckle. And then they're going to use Tunneler, shuffle back 5, and then draw 2. See what they draw here. Draws in the Harvester and Dark Ruler. And then Trencher, bring out Drill. And then Drill effect, that's going to bring out Harvester. Harvester effect, it's going to add Brutal Dozer from deck to hand. And then go for the Link 1. Said really screwed up with tokens, should have summoned an attack. Rip. Gotta hate to see it. I see a lot of people mess up with token positions though. Like every Dragon Link player always summons the token and defends. When it's like, oh, like you're just gonna sword beat over, try going for game. Usually better to summon attack like turn 1. But getting some damage in here, no matter what. And then set the urgent schedule. And then end phase, bullet, add back. So this is 0 interruptions, right? Or no, cause oh, never mind. Yeah, this should be 0 interruptions unless if I'm missing something. And then pass turn, draw Ash Blossom. So will Phantom Knights win this game? That's insane. I thought that was about to just be a 2-0. Summon Torn Scales effect, ditch Danger, send Wings, and then Danger is gonna bring itself out. Wings, bring out Rusty from the graveyard. Rusty Dusty effect, that's going to send Cloak, set Fogblade. And then overlay those 2 into a Break Sword, hopefully. Okay, so chooses to not summon it to a zone that this points to. Let's see if that ends up coming up. Because this card, if a Dark XYZ is summoned to a zone it points to, you get a pop with it. So that's going to pop Urgent Schedule in itself. And then schedule effect and sword effect. So that's going to add the train and then break sword, summon back from graveyard. And then ancient cloak to make Dusty gain some attack. And then they're thinking here, go for Anaconda. Cloak to go search out boots from deck to hand. And then Torn Skills bring itself out. And then boots special summon. So turn 1 decided to end on 0 interruptions. Because they could have ended on Dragoon turn 1 if they wanted to. I guess they decided that, like, hey, this deck has trains in it. Trains can beat over Dragoon. Maybe 1 negate's not enough. I don't know. But continuing here. Going to overlay those into a break sword. And then Knuckle effect is going to activate, getting rid of Nib, bring out Bullet from the graveyard. Anaconda effect, pay 2k, that's going to dump the fusion and its materials, bring out Dragoon. Dragoon effect, pop Bullet, burn for 3k, and then Citadel effect is going to activate here. And then Chain Ash Blossom to negate this. So, or not Chain Ash Blossom, Chain Dragoon, sorry. I was about to say, how are you chaining Ash Blossom to this effect? I was like rereading it to make sure. But yeah, Dragoon negate it. Obviously, duh. And then Dragoon the pop Knuckle. Rusty beat over Harvester because it has a 800 attack boost from the Ancient Cloak. Break Sword attack. And they forgot the good old Rusty Dusty pop effect, which sucks, but said loved it. Gotta love to see it. But moving on to game 3, we're going to see the Earth Machine deck or the Infinitrack train deck get to go first. Opening hand is Harvester, redeployment, Lancia. Oh, GG's. Close the curtains. It's over. This card's so good versus Phantom Knight. And then Overdrive, Ice Dragon's Prison. These cards are both very good versus that deck. Hopefully doesn't use them in like the wrong order and messes up somehow. And then they have Shade, Boots, Wings, Fogblade, Torn Scales, one of each of the trap. Not a good hand. No going second cards. Redeployment, discard the trap to add the trap, Overdrive, Metal Cruncher from deck to hand, and then Summon effect. That's going to reveal Dozer, Dozer, Dozer. I wonder what they're gonna hit. Insane. Wow, it gets Dozer. Crazy. And then Dozer effect, tribute to bring itself out. And then you're gonna get that effect to summon out from deck, bring out the Trencher. And then overlay into the XYZ, use that effect. That's going to go search the Bullet Train. I remember when this card was being used in Cyber Dragon Orcus combos once Mermaid got banned. That deck just sucked once Mermaid got banned. Zero synergy. Like very, very, very little. And then Bullet Train, that's going to bring itself out. And then go for the Ancient Gear effect, go search the box from deck to hand, and then box effect, go search out Tunneler. Such a cool combo. Like you just play like the one brick in your deck, and then it really lets you like search anything else from deck, like while comboing. Cool card. Tunneler, bring itself out, and then go for the Link 1. Banish the Trencher, bring out Dozer, and then go for the Link 1. And then Storm to bring itself out by tributing. And then, wow, just go for the Link 1. And then go for Knuckle. The Link 1 spam is crazy because it just fills up the graveyard for the Avarice. And then shuffle back, draw on the Trencher, Dozer. Not good draws there. Not what you want to draw. Set Ice Dragon's Prison, Overdrive, End Phase. You're going to get to add back Dozer with the good old Bullet Train. And then pass turn, draw on the Prosperity. Lets the standby phase go through. Prosperity, that's going to go ahead and banish 3. Looking at those. Does play the Link Spider. So last game, 100% could have gone for the Anaconda turn 1 if they wanted to. Chose not to. And then mill 3. Going to grab Cloak off of that. Shuffle back the little snake and the brick. A Furious Dragon with a Deadly B7 attack. Probably the best option. And then normal summon Torn Scales effect, and it just... yeah, that's game. Banish, but why would you not wait until they send? Because now that they've seen that those cards are banished, their send could be way different. I feel like that could have been... that should have been played differently. And then Knuckle effect, get rid of Gearbox to bring out Bullet Train from the graveyard, and then activate Lancia effect, and then set activate Shade, and then special summon out Boots, and then on summon use Overdrive. That's going to bring out Citadel, and that gets destroyed. And then continue, bring out a Sold from the extra deck, a Sold effect, go search out Torn Scales. And then thinking on the resolution, Citadel effect, target itself, and that's going to get rid of that. And then set Wings, Fogblade, End Phase, Bullet, add Box, and then Box effect to go add Drill. Then draw Ash Blossom. That's a solid draw. Summon Drill effect, bring out Trencher. And then Drill effect, make them both level 9, and then overlay for the Mecham Phantom Beast. You can see how this deck was like VFD Turbo before. And then use the effect to banish Torn Scales from hand. And then Knuckle effect, it's going to get rid of Harvester, bring out Silver or Super Bullet Train from grave. And then Trencher effect to bring out Harvester. And then Harvester effect, that's going to go add Dozer from deck to hand. Said oof, misplay. Overdrive to shuffle the banished back in the deck. And then draw one. Draws into Ice Dragon's Prison. Game. GG's. It was already game. Now it's extra game. There's no beating that a second time. Go for the Link 1. Storm, bring itself out by tributing. And then you're going to get the Link effect to attach to it. And then effect to go search. Add the train. And then go for the Link 1. You're going to get train effect to bring itself out. Then overlay those into the good old Super Dora. And then battle phase, poke for 1,000, poke for 15, poke for 29. I mean, it's going to be game eventually. Then poke for 32. Activate wings. Actually, it's not game. Wow, I'm dumb. I forgot that you could just like use wings and then banish summon back, but it's still game anyways, right? Well, not game. Yeah, it's not game. I messed up. You can use the effect on itself and then chain Fog Blade, then you're going to get this effect. And then that's going to pop Boots. And then go for Zeus. Set Ice Dragon's Prison Pass. Yeah, it didn't matter. It really didn't. And then GG's. Gloves, send Ancient Cloak. Cloak goes search Torn Scales. Summon Torn Scales, and then admit defeat. That was a good match. I think that shows off this deck fairly well. Even though it was against a deck that's not super meta. But 53 minutes long? Are you kidding? These matches today have been so long. That's what she said. And I can't believe it. Like, this felt like a rather short match to me. Maybe it's because I was like somewhat learning during this and it just felt like it was going by quick. Because I learned a little bit that match just by reading a little bit more, seeing the combos. I'm realizing kind of what their goal is every time. I had 3 Dozer in hand, by the way. But that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to guess that the video itself is about, let's go with 21 minutes, 34 seconds. And with that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.